Um, hello. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the leadership platform. We appreciate you and we thank you for making a date with us on the leadership platform this evening. My name is Samuel Ayim, and on the line this evening, we have Sarah Jesiapia, who is our partner and John Maxwell coach. We also have on the one minute. We also have on the line our support team, Isaac and Kofi, and all the other team members working behind the scenes to make this evening's platform a very enjoyable one and a very great learning experience. For those of you attending the platform for the first time, we want to welcome all of you. And those who have been attending since we started, we appreciate you and we trust that you are learning, that you are gaining from the subjects that we are discussing. And we believe that your leadership is advancing, you're going to grow better. As we say all the time, every subject we are discussing here is looking at the leadership aspects, and we have full courses behind each of the subjects. In 1 hour, we cannot exhaust the ideas and the tools that are required for you to grow on your journey. So we encourage you to contact us as we go on the journey. We encourage you to use the chat box to introduce yourself so we know you. I'm Samuel Ayim, Center for Transformational Leadership, joining from Ghana. So if you type into the chat box your name and your organization and where you are coming from, we would see you. We would appreciate you very much. So you are all very, very welcome. We are seeing Samson Ajay, we are seeing Richard and others who are on the call. Please use the chat box to express your sentiment, to give your comment. If you're learning something interesting, please put it in the chat box. If there's something you're going to do, actions you're going to take, it's good to confess it and put it in the chat box. And if there is a point made by the speaker that resonates with you, feel free to interact and comment. But if you have a question to ask, then please put it in the Q&A box. That way we would see your question and it will be addressed by the speaker or any of the team members as we go along. If you put it in the chat box, we may lose it, and so we may miss it, and we don't want to miss any of your questions, your contributions. Put it in the Q&A and let's interact. All right, so thank you so much for coming. For those of you who are new, we just want to inform you of our upcoming event, the Live to Lead. If you joined earlier, you will see us playing the video of Live to Lead 2020, which is a international leadership summit. From our records from all across the world, nearly 600,000 people are expected to join. It's going to be a virtual Live to Lead this year. John C. Maxwell's, Steve Harvey, and many we have from Ghana. We're going to have Farida Bidwe, a very accomplished person with special disability who has risen beyond that to, international acclaim. And Live to Lead is brought to you by the Center for Transformational Leadership. And Goldfields Ghana Limited. And we encourage you to go on our website and register. We'll give you more information as we go ahead. If you register now, you already have immediate access to bonus videos that will set you up ready for your growth. So we encourage all of you to join. Now, this evening, we have a very special person to talk to us about leading in a digital or digitalized world. And the sub-team is Tech Essentials for Leaders. We're going to look at our time now. We are living at COVID time when things changed. Many of you probably are still working from home. School systems had to be forced to go online. Businesses had to change the way they operate, and managers had to adopt new ways overnight to be able to accommodate the drastic changes that COVID-19 brought upon us. And whereas we all knew that, things have changed, a lot of us were not taking it serious. But as leaders, we know that the only thing that is constant is change. And leaders are supposed to drive change. That is a core characteristic of leadership, to manage change. And so this evening, we would have Dr. David Boison speak to us. He has an impressive academic background, practical background, and corporate background. So he is best suited to speak to us. If you look at his profile, he started from accounting, moved into project finance, and he used to be head of IT at the Ghana Port and Harbor Authority. He's CEO of Knowledge Web Center, a research think tank, and a panel member of the CAS France doctoral program. He actually currently leads a team of blockchain adoption in the ports industry. In fact, he is currently a consultant for the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders. And to interest you to know, Dr. Boison was the concept developer and implementer of the port automation, now the paperless port that our government is touting as one of their great achievements, and was also a member of the paperless port process since 2017, which the Vice President of Ghana put together. So if we're going to talk about digitalization and how leaders are supposed to cope and lead, we cannot have a better resource person than Dr. David Boison, who is also a lecturer at the Ghana Telecom University. So, Doc, you are welcome to the leadership platform, and we appreciate you. We thank you for taking up this with us at short notice. You have the floor. Thank you so much. And we also are live on Facebook. So if you're having a Zoom challenges, just go to CTL Africa Facebook Live, and then you can join us. Share with your friends, share your learnings across, and let us spread the love of learning and growing leadership. Doc, you are welcome.
Thank you so much. I have 20 minutes, and I want to thank my senior man for giving me the opportunity to be on this platform. I couldn't have said no when I had the invitation, because I don't have time to tell you about Lawyer Yim, but we'll talk about that another time. So I've been given this task to take you through 20 minutes presentation, leading in a digitized world, tech essentials for leaders. Now, what I'll be taking you through is what is trending and what we should do. I'm going to tell you one, did we know about this? And this is, did we know about this current situation, the COVID-19 and all that? And I'm also going to tell you what you should know and what you should do in times like this. Now, I'll premise my presentation with what John F. Kennedy said. He said, change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future. And then Winston Churchill also said, to improve is to change, and to be perfect is to change often. All right. So we are all constricted at home. We know COVID-19 has taught us a lesson, and the lesson is there's nothing called permanently excellent company or permanent competitive advantage. The world we live in change. We change as individuals, and we change also as an organization. And our response to change is going to determine whether we are going to survive, thrive, or fade away. So I'm going to ask the question, did we know this? Did we know that COVID-19 was going to strike us? Did we know? We didn't. We were not prepared for it. And the UN Labour Organization estimates that nearly 25 million jobs could be lost. So as a leader, how do you position yourself in this context to take some precautionary measures against what is about to happen? And more interestingly, if you look at the US, people are claiming for unemployment benefits. In Africa, I don't know which government is going to pay you, for unemployment benefit, but even the estimate they gave skyrocketed by another 100%. Younger workers are often affected by the UK lockdown. And the global outlook of COVID-19 is very, very serious. We are told that this recession will be 10 times worse than what happened in the economic recession in 2008. So because of this, we didn't know these things, it has just put us in a situation. I can tell you, young guys who are coming up or young entrepreneurs don't even know what to, which venture to invest because they don't know their left from right. Now, what instigated me to even start the port automation system was a research I saw. This one was from, the source was US Census Bureau. They did this in 2010, and I had, an idea of what was going to happen. So in 2010, I knew in 2020 something was going to happen, but I'm not sure whether it was COVID or, but I knew we were going to go into a virtual world. So they predicted in 2010 that the world population in 2020, 2.56 billion population in the age between 15 to 34. They are Gen Y. We know Generation Y, those who are born after 1982, after computers. And they are the important customer. They predicted this. And they told us that around 37% of Gen Y population will live in India and China. This was predicted. They also told us that Gen Y goods and services are catered to values, beliefs, interests, and lifestyle. So goods are going to be targeted. Goods and services are going to be targeted in these areas: values, beliefs, interests, and lifestyle. And then we also knew, as at then, that there will be satellites which will be launched in 2020. Prior to 2020, the number of satellites which were launched, they were mind-blowing. Today, every bank has an app. Every company, most companies, they have an app. How do they connect? It's the power of what? These satellites that has given them this opportunity to do that. And even in the area of conflict, we're looking at information being at the center for warfare. Now we don't need normal ballistical arms and all that. If you look at space, we're saying that photographic satellite, GPS, communication, ballistic missiles, defense, these are signals sent by astronauts. If you look at air, ISR platform, combat aircraft, transport, helicopters, maritime surveillance. If you come to naval, we are talking about combat platforms, combat vehicles, and information environment, physical, cognitive, and international dimensions. These were all estimated that in 2020, this is what is going to happen. All right? And then when it came to also, what we do, our daily lives, we're going to use robots. So now we are in robotic slave. Okay, you have robots as doing household chores. I don't know when this COVID-19 came. You realize somewhere in China, we're using robots to serve at the hotel, to the extent that you even have sensors now being used to follow the protocols, wash our hands and all that. meaning that we have moved to the virtual world. Robots as waiters, robots to do strategic plan and all that. So there's a brief outlook of something that we all didn't expect. Some of us knew, we didn't know that COVID-19 was going to do this. So the next thing is, what do we need to know? What we didn't know, we didn't expect. So what do we need to know? So I'm going to talk to you about the 7 biggest technology trends, right? The 7 biggest technology trends, okay? Let me just do this immediately. Let me just change this so we get it accurately. So the 7 biggest technological trends, and I'm going to take you through that briefly. Now, we are looking at 2020 and beyond. All right. The first thing is AI, artificial intelligence as a service. Now, for those of us who don't know what artificial intelligence, it started from something we call, knowledge management. The HR guy started these things, but it's essentially data use, data use and kept in machine, and over the period it learns. All right. So it became expert systems, where if you have a solution to a problem in a company, somebody who knows how to do this thing very well, his intellect is removed and put into what? A machine. All right. So AI has been around for some time, and most organizations build their own AI. On your phone, you see the autocorrect, you type something, then it gives you the correct answer. They all emerge at AI platform. Today, AI is used seriously, and in 2020 and beyond, it will be used as a service. In other words, algorithms and other machine learning data will be a service and platforms for people to patronize. Just as we are using, hardware as a service, we are hosting something on cloud. We are using Zoom's platform as a service, okay? So AI is going to be used as a service. And the almighty 5G, we are all running away from, okay? Whether what they are saying has to do with COVID or not, that's a different thing. But the 5G network is going to be a game changer in the future. Remember, autonomous vehicles, okay, are hinged on that. Internet of Things are also hinged on what? 5G. Take 5G as the fact that now we are having 4 lanes. So for 5G, we are going to have 12 lanes. That is the 5th generation, giving mobile phone the power to stream, so that the latencies you see and that buffering you see, you will never see that. But these things, we need this technology so that we can leverage heavily on that to do so many things. In fact, it's going to be the center of most of the things we do. And like I said, the other one is the autonomous driving, and where you are having driverless vehicles. And seriously, it is not just like that one. The Tesla guy, I think we all know him. He has predicted that once AI is, I've set some questions, and please let me have your answers so that it could help us, guide you. I've asked, are you on any of the social media platforms? It's a multiple choice question. So this Tesla guy is waiting for this to be launched so that, he can deploy his vehicles, because they are heavily on AI. And what would also be the implication of autonomous driving? What will be? We are not looking at just vehicles that can drive itself, but vehicles that can see lanes and even change lanes. We are talking about vessels that can drive itself. We are talking about in Singapore. If you go to the port, you see that every process is automated. Even tugboats that goes to bring the vessel in, you don't see a human being in that tugboat, okay? And they have even started doing these things already. They are just automated. They go and then bring that in. There are and there are security and safety issues that are very critical when it comes to the maritime industry. And since this autonomous technology or driving is coming to play, it is going to make life very easy for all of us. And we are looking at also drones that could fly themselves, okay, without anybody, starting remote controlling, this device. Now, the fourth one is predictive and precision medicine. And this is very serious. And it's going to be a game changer in the health industry. And I'm saying these things for you to know that these are the things you need to know. These are the things that leaders, we should be chasing, okay? So today, they can, I'm told that these guys, what do you call them? Apple has a phone that could even increase or reduce your mortality, increase the number of years you would have to live. In other words, it could add even 2 years to your existing years. How is it able to do that? Because it checks your system and then prompts you at every point in time when there is a problem, okay? And when there's a problem, there is an IoT device, Internet of Things device that is connected to another device that is able to tell you which medicine to take and all that. These things are all connected, okay? So predictive and precision medicine is going to be the way, to go. And it leverages heavily on artificial intelligence, okay? So everything has been programmed. If you have heart, attack, this is what should be done. If your BP goes up, this is what should be done. These are all, and they are using data analytics, all right, as the what do you call it, as the backbone for it to generate complex reports. And this is mind-blowing. So predictive precision medicine will be the way also to go. And then computer vision. Today we have face recognition, okay? Where when you go even on Facebook, you see that your eyes are detected and all that. But now we are looking at the power of a machine to even detect, to see things, and then see maybe caption of a video, and it's able to identify those who are in it. Now, if you go to China, one of the taxi companies that are competing with Uber, they are doing the same thing. That is used to detect, the faces of drivers and all that for security reasons, okay? And beyond that, this is going to help for proper identification, objects, okay, that could be identified and given. And this is meant to make sure that these things can also be coded. Amazon, they are looking at a situation where you go online, that they can identify that you are the one that came online through computer vision. And that is also another trend that you need to look at. And then we have the extended reality. I think that most of us have screens that we use 3D. We are not able to use our eyes watch because of the rays. So there's hologram also that is also able to help you to see beyond. So now you are having extended reality where things that we could not see with the eye, there are applications that could help and devices that could help us get there, see the unseen world, the virtual world, and how it looks like. And then finally, that we talk about the blockchain technology as the seventh wave of the trend that we need to look at. Now, BC, blockchain technology has been around. It came, Bitcoin came, and there were issues with it. Ethereum is now also in town. There are people who have, used this technology to do so many things. Estonia, the whole country is on blockchain. Now, Dubai have predicted in the next 5 years, they're going to be on blockchain. Most of their systems are on blockchain now. I've seen that the land registry in Ghana are developing a BC platform, okay? And then most countries are doing that seriously. And they are blockchain, they are using blockchain, and then they are using also smart contract. Today, we don't need to draft a written contract. Now, the whole idea of blockchain is to have immutability, all right? It is based on trust. So you have people connected to a network where we don't have any server seated anywhere, but a distributed ledger. So I have a copy of the information, you also have a copy, and then we can interact with each other without a third party coming in. And the security level is just wonderful, okay? So that is what people are moving into. And as my senior man lawyer said, I'm leading a team of blockchain researchers. We are developing a model for factors affecting blockchain adoption in the port industry. And when you see the paper, it will blow your mind. What is happening and what is yet to happen in the next 5-10 years will be mind-blowing. And so these are areas that you guys would have to look at seriously. And I've talked about artificial intelligence, the 5G. I've talked about the driverless vehicles, and also predictive analytics, computer vision, and then also being able to look at the reality. So what do we need to do? What do we need to do? Now, as a simple answer, everyone needs to develop IT creativity, okay? Everybody needs to develop IT, okay? That creative art in there is going to be what the future would require, right? The reason being that creativity is everyone's job now. Now, let me tell you this. Those times when we're not in the virtual world, we were doing things based on brick and mortar. I remember sometimes past, accreditation was saying online degree is not accredited. Now everybody has been forced, all right? So today we are on Zoom. Hitherto this training should have been somewhere. But what is happening? We are saving costs on what? The infrastructure. I mean, we're going to rent things. Maybe if you should have been there, they will give you some small chops and all that. But we are saving costs. But through the power of technology, we are connecting. Just imagine as a leader. I asked a question. How many of you are on social media? Please, can you project that on any of the platforms? Okay. Now, most of us are not leading our generation when it comes to digitization. But that is the future. I'm not saying that may be the future. I'm saying that that is the future. All right? Please, could you answer the questions for us? That is the future. Digitization. So today we have smart cities. We have smart countries. All right? Because we have smartphones. So if your phone is also smart and you are not smarter, then there's a problem. There are about 56% saying that they are into AI, artificial intelligence, blockchain, 10%, Internet of Things, 17%. That is good. Autonomous driving, 5G, a couple of them, they know about it. Now, so we need to have presence online. That is very, very important. So all the other social media platforms, you need to get connected. And let me tell you something. The other wave of business that's going to cloud whatever we do is network marketing. I know most of you have some sort of, dislike for network marketing, but hear me out. Robert Kiyosaki, arguably one of the best artists, he wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He says the richest people in the world look for and build networks. Everyone else look for work. So what has Facebook done? What is the job? He brought people together and is now giving the customers to those who need the customers, and he makes money out of it. Twitter, what does he do? He brings people together. Instagram, what does he do? LinkedIn, Telegram, tell me the platforms. And now what is happening is that they believe that the future customer, would have to be rewarded. So now if you refer anybody to any concept or anything, you are being paid. Now, hear me out. If your mobile phone is not earning you money, but you are spending on your mobile phone, then you have a problem, because the future leader who is going to lead the digitized world, that future leader should be a mobile entrepreneur. Now, that is the new concept I believe most of you have heard. Everything we are doing now, most of you are connecting to your mobile phone, isn't it? If your mobile phone cannot earn you some sort of income, if it cannot help you to make money, but you are spending on it, then you have a problem. You go on Facebook, you put your picture there, you put somebody's video or whatever, that person is being paid, but you are using your platform for that. So as a leader in this digitized world, make sure you tap into these things, and then when you have done that, you'll be able to leverage on that and make gains. Now, these about 7 tech trends that I discussed about, you could adopt any of them, and you could use them for whatever you want to use them for. I mean, if you go into Internet of Things, that's IoT, that is going to help you. There are devices. You could be a vendor for those devices. That is fine. You don't need to be a developer to know this. I just left some of the brought some of the screens for you to see what these tech trends are and what they are doing. So artificial intelligence is now leading with 45%. That is good, and 13% 5G. Autonomous driving is 8%. We have 27% Internet of Things. That is good. So I've brought my discussion to an end. I was given 20 minutes. I think I've exceeded it by 23 minutes, 3 minutes. So I'll hand over to the convener, Lawyer Eyim, so that we go to the Q&A sections. I may show some of these slides as and when the questions come. I don't want to take most of the time. So thank you so much for your time, and it's a privilege having you guys around. If you have any questions, I'll be willing to address them.
Wow. Thank you, Doc. That was great, and that was also quick, but that also means there's a lot. This is just the tip of the iceberg. And so we want you guys to interact. We want you to be able to ask questions. Thank you very much. I'm on a board of a university, a new university, and when this university started, the whole concept was that we're not going to have a physical library, and we just have a digital library. Every student who came to the university was given a laptop, and we invited the accreditation board to come and look at the situation and environment and give us accreditation. They came around, they did their report, and they said, well, they cannot accredit the university because we don't have a library. And we said, well, we have a library. It is electronic. Every student has access to billions of books. All their work is done and submitted online. They said, no, we are not going to give you as accreditation because we have to see a library. So what did we do? We just created one room and then packed some books there. They came to see, they said, well, this is too small. You know, you have so many students. This is too small. And we're talking like 4 years ago. And, you know, after back and forth, well, they accepted that space. I can tell you no student has ever stepped into that library. That library was only for the accreditation board, which I think is maybe 50 years behind time. Now, COVID comes in 2020, and every university was running to go online. And university was okay. There was no issue. All the students were already online. They were home doing their courses and so on and so forth. This is the Heritage Christian University, no advert here. But guys, this is where the world is going. As leaders, we have to be able to think ahead. We have to be able to know what is going on. We have to be innovative. We have to be adapting to change. We have to connect into the world because our people are connected. Our customers are connected. The people we are trying to lead and influence are out there in the world. They are not taking information from us again. The information you are giving to your team, they probably know 10 times of that already. So this is what we are up against as leaders, and we trust that this is very helpful. Before we go on, let me just quickly give you a taste of what is going to happen at Live to Lead. Ike, if you can just give us a quick video of Live to Lead so that we can share with those who came a bit late. We're going to have Live to Lead 2020 in August 9th, and just a preview of what is going to happen. Ike.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever experienced something so wonderful that you just wish that you could involve more of your friends into that experience? Well, Live to Lead is a life changer when it comes to helping you and your team develop your leadership skills and better afford to help and add value to the people of your community. And what's exciting is, I know how good it is, and this year for the very first time we're going virtual. What does that mean? That means thousands of people who could not maybe attend the live event are now, through the comfort of their own home on their computer, going to be able to participate and have a ticket and be part of the Live to Lead conference. You do not want to miss this. We're inviting you to learn from a few intentional people that I've invited to share the stage.
Steve Harvey, Kat Cole, Alan Mulally, Farida Bedway, Alfred Baku, Craig Groeschel.
They will all be joining me, and let me tell you why I picked these people. This is not a time for an L2L, just to have just people who can speak well. We have to have leaders who model how to overcome adversity well and will help you throughout this incredible crisis. At our virtual event, there will be opportunities to participate in Q&A, live chat with other growth-minded leaders, engage in polls and other audience engagement tools so that you're a part of the conversation. We've made this so not only can you join, but your team could join with us also. So join me as we bring you Live to Lead, a virtual event, and together, let's make the most of this year. Let's lead with intentionality.
All right, thank you so very much, Isaac, for that video. And we just want to encourage you to go on our website. It's a virtual platform. You would have access to your own working space on that day. But if you register now, there are several bonus leadership lessons which you can immediately tap into and start learning and start growing. So thank you very much for that. Doc, a few questions for you. The first one, is it true that 5G can cause cancer? That is from BJK Odrokwatin. He wants to know whether 5G can cause cancer. From Doris says, I want members to know that network business is good. So they should, I think he wants to say they should not fear. And I am interested to help them understand it better. Thank you. So Doris is available to help you understand network marketing. Let me take this third question. You would address it and then we'll go on. And as you go on, you can add a few of your slides you didn't cover. How do you deal with negative aspects of putting information online? All right, so take those three and let's go on. I think there's a question which is related to the second one. How do you generate money on Facebook using internet? So 3 questions there. 3G, does it cause cancer? A note on
3G, 3J, okay, the 3J question. Okay,
Yes.
so I will not dodge that question, but I will not give you a definite answer because this is an issue that is under serious contestation. What do you call them? There's a term used for them. They are developing a certain concept and something theory. I've just forgotten. But
what conspiracy theory?
What?
Conspiracy theories.
Conspiracy theory. All right. So you sit somewhere, you spew something, you make it seem that it's true. But you see, we have the ionizing and not ionizing bands. Okay. So 5G falls under the non-ionizing band. It's like the 4G. And now, as to its effect on us, the phone itself has effect on us. You agree? So that we shouldn't make it look like we don't have serious rays, going around us. And that's why people have some other devices to make sure these rays do not affect us. There have been studies whether these devices causes cancer or not. They have not been able to say emphatically whether it does. What I can tell you is that 5G has come to stay. There's nothing we can do about it. We just need to see how we can adapt to it. As to it causing cancer or not, I will not be in the position to state that. And maybe the doctors can look at that, and then when they do their research, they can tell us. But from a technology point of view, we need, more lanes. We need more throughput data to be able to do the things that we are doing. Now, if you just imagine that a drone could be operated without using the remote, but from a very far place using internet, then it tells you the power, of internet. Okay, so the 5G is very important. And there was also another question, was it a comment about network marketing? That was just a comment. I just indicated that the future is multi-level network marketing. The lady told you she's in it. I'm also in one, and it has been helpful. In what I'm doing. I'm doing what I'm doing normally. I've not added any tax to it, but it's rather earning my money using the phone. And then, lawyer, there was another question.
Yes. How do you deal with the negative aspects of putting information online? And
so if they give the question some perspective, negative information of, see, you cannot stop. You see, Facebook is another social platform. It's giving us the opportunity to express ourselves. All right. So if someone puts negative information, you have the opportunity to either block the person or not. All right. So information is traveling very fast in this age, faster than even the speed of light. All right. So somebody puts negative information there. If it's about something about you, the person is going to dent your image. But you also have the same opportunity to correct that on that same platform. So if the person blasted maybe 10,000 users, you could also do the same thing. But we know that negative information travels more than the positive one. People would want to hear that. So what I would say is that know the kind of customers or the kind of friends you would want to associate yourself with on platform. There's also a downside to it. These are the same people sometimes who bring the business. Okay, so you need to see how you can accommodate some of these things so that you become relevant online. Just to say this and laugh, I went to do something in one of the churches and I was going to present something to them. I was there when they poured oil on my head. And so I turned and asked the guy who introduced me, say, you are coming to sell a product. So it's the same person you want to sell a product to. So what do you do? All right. But it did happen. So you should have, the stomach, the heart to stomach some of these things. I think There's another question.
How do you generate money on Facebook using internet?
So I don't know if you are aware that Facebook, if you're able to get more followers, all right, you are paid. YouTube on your channel, you can monetize your channel and make money out of it. If it doesn't include any other, as it were, material that is not patent, then you have a problem, okay? Or that is patent, then you have a problem. But if it's your own raw material that you put in there, if you check me on Facebook, I'm doing a lot of stuff in there. I'm just putting a lot of videos there. Very soon, people will come to my platform and also pay money and access that same video. There are a number of things that you can do. Let me ask you a question. If you can put on your platform that what are the most likely problems that young entrepreneurs or businesses face, they'll tell you what it is. If you have that idea, if you got responses, you can do something about it. So this is what I do. I use the phone to post only relevant information relating to my business. Sometimes if you have followers, those followers, you can use that, you can leverage on that, and then share a product or a service to them and get paid on that. All right. So these are things that you can do. Aside that, if you're into network marketing, you can also make money on that. I'm into multi-level network marketing, and I'm making money. And I tell people, I don't do so much as I'm to do like a lecture, mark all my script and all that, but I devote just 20% of my time, and I make a lot of money out of that. So you decide, look at the space and decide what you can do. Please take note, if you have not taken any course or social media marketing or social media networking, do that. These are short courses that will teach you how to manage these platforms so that you can make money out of it. And it's not that difficult. There are a number of trainers online. You pay, I think 1 week, 2 weeks, you can get that certificate, and then we'll then equip you to be able to do this work very well.
Good, thank you so much. The next question is from Joseph Ofosu says, thanks so much for this great information. I use Zoom a lot, but I don't know I could use it to generate answers during sessions delivery. I'll be grateful to learn how to do that. Well, you pay a little fee, we'll teach you. Anyway, but he will comment on it. The next one is, I'm Samuel. From your presentation, it means that everything everyone studies in school without IT is simply useless. No? Doc, you would answer that one. Okay. And the third one is great presentation. How can the impact of these technologies be made available to people at the grassroots level where access to right devices is still limited? So take those three and let's continue.
I didn't get the first one. I lost you.
The first one, he wants to know how to generate questions from Zoom. I would say that, Joseph, you contact us, our team can help you, because I'm not sure we can do that training at this moment, but it's a very simple process. So if you
and the second one is?
The second one is...
Yeah, the second one is...
if you study anything in school, if you study anything without IT, it's useless. Is it true?
And so the third one, I was taking notes. The third one.
Okay, the third one is how do you make the benefits of these technologies to the grassroots level where access to devices is limited?
Okay.
Is that okay?
So I'll take that one. So, yeah. Interestingly, all these things are based on information. How do we make it access? The info is there, honestly. And let me tell those, how many people do we have online now? And probably on Facebook. I mean, over 100 and 200 probably on Facebook.
Yes,
Understand that.
Yeah, over 420 on Zoom.
Out. Listen, most of you have joined a number of platforms on your Facebook, on your WhatsApp and Instagram or Telegram or those platforms. I can tell you that this age we are so with information. If you are not able to turn things around at your age to make gains, if you are a Christian, if you get to heaven, God will ship you. You know why? Because this information comes every day. I receive information on platform, sometimes job opportunity, sometimes something very important. But what do? We delete the information. So all these things you're talking about, the devices, they are all information. They are all online. If you are able to even register with Amazon, even not for buying anything, you want to see what they have, I mean, on their platform, it will amaze you what these I used to do. Some are very, very cheap. What I would say is that if you're grassroots and you want to know this, thank God you have this platform. You can contact, I mean, this team, all right, this leadership platform. They can assist you. Aside that, ensure that you read. If you want IoT devices, there are a number of platforms that can help you. Alibaba.com is there, Amazon is there, and number Flipchart, they are all there. Go and type that product. They will tell you all that it does. So what I do is, if I want to make a new product in a system, those platforms, and then any new device in the system, they will tell you what it does and give you a video demonstration. I come to YouTube and then use that same link, and I get a number of information. All right. So it's not something that is exclusively for some people alone. And then somebody said that everything if you didn't do IT, then whatever you did at school, maybe you should have said maybe useless. Okay, so you qualify. They are not useless. They are not. You have the basic information. For instance, if I'm an accountant and now I'm using a software, okay, I know how to debit and how to credit. All right. But if I pass an entry, okay, I also know what to do, how the system does that. But if I don't have the fundamental knowledge in accounting, I wouldn't even know. I mean, even though I've been taught how to pass the entry, I will not be able to explain or interpret that data. So therefore, the knowledge that we've gotten from school, they are all relevant. We cannot say they are not relevant. But now, if you're doing any course, take an IT course in addition, because in fact that is what is going to be the game changer. You see, we talk about the predictive medicine, that if you are a doctor and you are not IT compliant, you are out. All right, the knowledge you had is going to help you. It doesn't mean that if you are not a doctor, you can leverage on this and become a doctor. It doesn't work that way. All right. So IT knowledge has now become like driving, that everybody must learn how to drive. All right. It has become like internet. Okay. You should have internet. It's a need. So every profession, and if you look at the university courses, now they are introducing ICT in most of the courses, just to make sure they keep people abreast. But understand that anyone who has an IT background has an advantage over you, regardless of what you have acquired, okay? Because everything resides around that.
All right, thank you so very much. The next question, great presentation. Well, I think we've taken that. Hi, Dr. Boison. Can you lead a team of developers to invent? Can you lead a team of developers to invent AP for our country's steel boots, especially that at Kaswa? This one is very specific. Kaswa, so much traffic. Can you lead a team of people to develop an artificial intelligence platform for them? AP, what is AP for them? All right. Second, thank you very much, Dr. Boison. It's always refreshing listening to you, knowing all this, where does one start from, especially as an entrepreneur in farming and education. So that is Eric Hagan is asking. He's into farming and education.
Okay, because he said farming
and education. All right, is that okay? The third one on here, did you get the first two?
Yeah, the first one, AP, yeah?
The first one
the development of AP.
AP for the toe boots, especially the one at Kaswa. And,
okay.
The person is into agriculture and education. Where does he start with all these technologies? And the next. So okay, go ahead with the two, and then we'll take them.
All right. So the development of AP, is it saying AP as in? Is it saying AI? I want to know the meaning of the AP.
Maybe it's artificial intelligence to automate the toll booths. And he's asking if you can do that. I'm sure if he gave you a few thousands of dollars, you would do it for that.
No, honestly, senior, in 2007, myself and some guy from UK who came and had a chat with Vodafone. What we were supposed to do was to automate the toll booths and also put speed cameras in the speed stands. If you go into you see on the streets there are some speed stands there. There are cameras in them. That was the trial we did at that time. So what it was supposed to do was to automate the toll booths. You would not see any human being there. In Dubai, it's a simple bar. So when you get there, it just deducts. So you don't see anyone, really there, unless you have a spot where there's police check and all that. So that project was there before Kufuor left, office. We have done everything. At that time, Vodafone didn't have that, large connectivity. So we had to go to China and get some devices that access point that travels more than 1 kilometer, so that we can connect at various points to collect the data. So for instance, if the vehicle is over speeding, the speed camera will take a shot of it, the number plate, which was also, TEK designed so that that data gets to the Ministry of Highways. And then on a radio station, you hear that you have to visit the next police station and pay. This then the roadmap, as I sit here, I have the document. But what happened? Politics in this country. So it's not something, I'm telling you, there are very fantastic guys in this country that can develop the platform. We don't need to go anywhere. I can tell you, very great guys who can do that. But once the opportunity, and it's not just for that place, where we should be able to go to other places. And then farming and agriculture. Please, the one who talked about farming. Now, if you look at the screen, I'm saying that in agriculture, farmers are using smartphones to remotely monitor field equipment, soil saturation levels, and livestock location to economize their bottom line and increase product yield. These are done. And please, these devices are not expensive. On eBay and check on Amazon, check on Flipchart, Alibaba.com. They are not, these technologies are there. It's just that we don't have the knowledge. In education, now you see the online training programs that we are doing. I am a researcher, so what I'm doing is that I'm automating research. That's what I'm doing now, a project that I'm working on now, to the extent that if you have any concept and you want to think about it, I'll ask you some few questions and generate some volumes of data for you to guide you to do your research without hassle. So what am I doing? I'm trying to on my knowledge and monetize this. And like Warren Buffett said, if you don't find a way to make money whilst you sleep, you work until you die. Okay? So what now? This generation of entrepreneurs are looking for concepts around residual income. So if you're doing something in agriculture, make sure that concept is woven around residual income. And residual income is something you do one time and you leverage on that thing multiple times, even when you are not around. And that can be done. And that's the way to go now, so that you'll not be on the linear income, but rather residual income. So I think I've been able to answer these two questions. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much. The next question is internet data is very expensive in Ghana. All the technologies mentioned are heavily dependent on quick internet access. What can we do to address this expensive internet situation? Well, that's for you. Did you get that question?
All right. Yeah, I got it.
Okay. The next one, please, do you know about TBC digital currency? One is worth $13 million now, and we are giving $3,000 worth to merchants and create a mobile app for them for free. They only pay the processing fee of 8 grand of gold, about 230 Ghana cedis. And this is also by Doris. Thanks. All right. I hope you got the question. It's asking if you know about TBC.
Yeah. I don't know. I would want to know about it.
All right.
Doris, I would want to know about it.
We'll check with Doris and see. So we will check with Doris. The next question I got is that several countries that have already are already using online education are faced with issues of academic integrity. What precautions do you think should be put in place to authenticate online education and mitigate cheating in class, plagiarism, etc.? You got that?
Yeah, I got it.
You got it. So academic integrity too. All right. So those are the two questions. Maybe you should answer actually 3 then. So answer those 3 and let's move on.
Okay, so for Doris.
Yes.
Yeah, for Doris, for Doris, what I would say is that I would want to know, the reason being that people might think some of these things are scam, but I normally say is that it's only the poor person who sees every opportunity as a scam. If you enter and there is a risk in there you cannot, deal with, you learn, okay? So risk takers are surely going to be those who are going to be rich. Now, the high internet costs, unfortunately, this is what is happening in this part of the world. Internet is not expensive as it is in Africa. But with the 5G, there are, prospects that the cost of internet. In fact, our internet service providers are taking us for a ride. If you go somewhere outside the country, you have, through the internet, you have access to your satellite dish, and you're able to do so many things. These things are taken off, and you pay for the internet, and you also pay for DSTV and other free channels. Okay, so it all boils down to government seeing that now we are heavily dependent on internet, so we should take advantage. And if that is the case, why don't you also make sure you use your internet wisely? We put people's pictures and other things on our walls, Facebook and all that, and we don't get paid. All right, so like I said, make sure you make money out of it. On the academic integrity and plagiarism, that has to do with those using online programs. I teach with the Ghana Technology, now Ghana Technology Communication University, okay? We now have our charter. In fact, the master's program and the PhD program I teach, you have a plagiarizing software, Turnitin, that you would have to go through. So those who are not doing that, if there's any institution you want to get your degree or whatever, they are not doing that, then you should take serious caution before entering, because most universities, I know Legon, they've been doing it, and then Ghana Technology Communication University is also doing it. Communication Technology University has also been doing it. I don't know of other institutions, but plagiarism is the scripts I mark online. You see the similarity score, and if it goes beyond the band, the person is penalized. So that is done in most. Academic integrity, yes, as to whether the question that they've given to you, whether you solve it or not. What I do is that, and I think that's what other lecturers are moving into. The question I'll give to you, and for me, I show my questions to students. I'll give it to you to take it home and come and write it during the exams. All right? Questions that will bring the you in you. It's not questions where you can just, somebody can just say, but it's a practical approach to learning. And I think in the Western world, that's what they are doing. That's why they even have open book, where you have your open book and you're able to look at the answers and then solve the question. Learning doesn't mean they have to hide a thing and then they hide it. Even the question, in our part of the world, they give you a wrong question and you suffer to even know that the question is even wrong. All right, the lecturer will tell you it was deliberate. I think we are in a different age where education, the way we teach, is going to change. Entirely. Very soon you're going to see that the virtual learning methodology is quite different. It rather makes the person more resourceful rather than the true and poor thing. So we'll be seeing some of these things in the coming years as this technology tech thing progresses.
All right. Thank you so much. And just to support that, I recently did a program with Queen's University. It was an online course, and regarding plagiarism, the script that you submit, as you prepare it, there is a software that is checking the originality content, like you said. So if you're copying somewhere, it just picks it. And then if you go beyond a certain percentage, which is not original, your marks go down. They have a reversing order, marking you down until you get 0. And the questions also, they will give you the questions 1 month ahead. They give us several questions. You are supposed to answer a few. And you have like a month to study with the material and answer those questions. So yes, we are moving into a time where questions are not supposed to be secret to people. The next question is from Dr. Yao Pebi. And Dr. Pebi is saying, are our ethics catching up to the speed of our technological advancement? Technology and ethics, what do you say? The next one, which seems to be the last one I have on the Zoom, is, hello, Doc, thanks for the wonderful presentation. My question is how we move from going physical to our marketplaces to shopping online by majority in this country. So I don't know how we're going to do that, but those are the two questions. Dr. Alpebi's question is our ethics catching up? Ethics catching up with the speed of technological advancement, and how are we going to move from physical marketing to online shopping? And Dr. Alpebi, thank you so much for sharing our invitation on LinkedIn. Thank you so much. Yes.
So
Doc.
thank you so much, Doc. This is a Doc asking a Doc question, you see. So the question is loaded.
you can settle.
You can just imagine. So ethics, ethics with respect to how we do our things, I understand. You see, technology has its own do's and don'ts. And more often than not, we use it to do the bad things. And I think probably that's where Doc is coming from. And how does this catch up to with the technological advancement? The fact of the matter is that you get to a stage where you have no option than to do that which is right. Okay. I also have to indicate, probably I didn't state this thing here because that's not the platform for it. There's another trend that is more disastrous. You understand? That is the attack on the virtual world, where you have those who are farming, sniffing, and those who are just hacking people's account and all that. And that is also taking exponential shoots. Indeed, there is a whole industry for cybersecurity attack. And that is where the ethics issues come in. And people are even trained as ethical hackers. The ethical hacker can be in an organization and try always to enter to see how they are prepared for any attack from outside. They want to measure their vulnerability level, how vulnerable they are. But subsequently, these guys leave the company and then they become a threat, to the company. So our ethics, honestly, is not matching with the advancements of technology. But I can tell you, you get to a stage where you don't have any option than to comply. And let me tell those who are into hacking and all that, I'm a certified hacker, but I've stopped, this thing a very long time. Those times we do this for fun and all that. But you see, you can always not, hack and then detrace yourself. You'll be found out because the platform you're using, somebody developed it. So, if even it takes 10 years, they will get you. All right? You cannot clean your bag. People say that I'm a hacker. Any hacker that says that has a problem. Okay, it means that he himself doesn't understand the principle of hacking because there's nothing like I'm going to clean my bag. So these ethics are things that it has to be taught so that we know the right things to do when we are online and all that. A number of people have hacked my mail. I don't know they've done the same thing to you. And it's you see, you don't know what they are looking for. They send other messages to other people and all that. So that's what I was saying, Doc. I don't know whether I've been able to answer the question correctly. And then the last question was you're awful. Say you're off.
Okay, I'm here. I will just take it. The last question says that how do we move from going physically from our marketplaces to shopping online?
Okay, so you see, there was one slide I left out. I don't have it here, but to the extent that when COVID came, did you see people around? We were all home. We didn't move. And those who are into food selling were delivering various forms. So now what is happening? Papaya and others where they were doing, you could order something and you are in the house and then they bring it to you. went to India, most of my shopping, they were online. I went to Dubai, the same thing. Egypt, the same thing. All shopping online, and it's the safest. Now we are moving there. Other economies, they are already there. We are moving there, and that is going to reduce, honestly, the cost of even setting up, a business. Someone wants to rent a place and then start something, okay? The rental cost is very high. But now on your Facebook, a number of people do that. And someone asks, what should I do with my Facebook page? What they do is they put the product there. There's an app, a concept called Feed Up or so. I saw it where they show product. And these are Nestle Ghana, their product, milk and all that. They show it, you register, and then you get levels, and then what are they doing? They are promoting Nestle Ghana, their products. But the guy is using his Facebook page, to do that. So this is where we are. And you know that now we even have this delivery guys, which has also become a business. Some people have a company of a group of people who have this motto, and they deliver items. So when you see them, they can help you deliver the item anywhere. And they are all over the country. That is another business model they are using. So what I want to tell you is that the virtual world is here to stay. All right. So very soon, everything will be bought online. Very soon, or nearly most of the things will be bought online, and it's going to have impact on our social lives. And that is the sad aspect, that hitherto those times that you need to meet your friend and talk to that person, you talk to the person online. All right, that physical touch is not there, and we are moving into that. It is quite scary, but this is the digital world for us, and we don't have any option. I think the future is now. So I'll leave the slides. I think the slides are with.
Yes, we'll share the slides. There are just two more questions. Oh, Sarah, you're taking it up? Okay, you can take it up.
Yeah. Okay, Dr. The last but one says, Dr. Boison, how do we deal with waste from tech industry with its effects on the environment? And the last one says, Doc, since you're a lecturer, let me know if Ghana is really prepared for this technology advancement, since all we see is our leaders playing politics with our education system.
All right, so those are the last two, and then we would round up with your last comment. So you can add your last comment. We have 5 minutes. Go.
Okay, so how do we deal with waste? And then if Ghana is ready for
technology,
you see, it's not a matter of whether, I don't know whether it's not a matter of an option, like we have to be ready. We don't have an option. The only option is to go digital. I must concede that, we've made some serious strides. Other countries are looking up to Ghana. Maybe we may not be satisfied in terms of what we're expecting. One of the things that we should have done long ago was to automate the passport office. It is done now. I went through the system, and it was, I paid only 100 Ghana, and I got my passport in 2 weeks. It could be improved, okay? You see, the manual system helps people to that's where the corruption and other things happen. So people do not want to, as it were, allow the system to work. So I remember those days when I was working with the port. You position container, and then people know it is here. Hitherto, at that time, they move the container to that place. You go and see the person, and you have to settle him because it shows you that this is the container. Now it was being done automated through text messaging. Then, you became an enemy to a number of people, and people can go their way to even exterminate you, okay? Because I mean, you are getting into a situation where it's going to affect them. But it is not a matter of a choice that we have. That is where the world is moving. So it will get to a time where we have to connect probably on the continental base. Today we have the ECOWAS passport or ECOWAS card, the Ghana card. The question is, other countries will have to connect to that database so that they can validate the authenticity of your card. All right. So connectivity becomes an issue if we don't, deal with it. So our readiness, we don't have a choice. But there are a number of projects that are sprouting out, you see every day, which are good. But you see, they are not really focused. I mean, you don't have it connected. So we do stand alone here, another stand alone there. And then because of this disruptive technology that is coming, it comes and we have to go back and start all over again. What I would say is that the youth we have to enrich the knowledge we have and then be on standby to take this thing to the next level. Because I believe that the potentials we have as a youth, we can change, we can be a game changer. Rwanda is doing so well with their tech. And these are young guys, some have not been to the university and they are doing wonderful things. So the potential is there. Leadership is an issue, we agree, but let's be ready to take up that leadership in the digital age, and they're going to follow also us. And then they said, there's a question of how do we deal with waste? So I don't know whether you've heard about the concept of reverse logistics, okay? Reverse logistics simply in supply chain means that we want to make sure that when we want to dispose that product, okay, it starts the manufacturing of what? Another product. So the waste becomes a raw material for another product. Most tech companies are doing that. And in fact, one of the requirements for ISO certification is to see how some of these wastes are disposed and whether they are disposed based on the prescribed procedure, and how, if it is reverse logistics, how this thing becomes raw materials to other people. So these companies, through their corporate social responsibility, set some money aside to deal with these things. In fact, to the extent that some governments will only give you contracts when they know that you are compliant when it comes to how you deal with your waste. And most mega companies also do the same thing. So it is something that is ongoing. How to dispose computers, phones, when they are spoiled, they can be crushed and used also. And that is another business model for any of us, because these are chips, okay? These are chips we could also use. So my concluding comment, this is what I want to say, that the future is now. The future is now. So we don't have tomorrow, we only have today. If you are not into tech essentials, get into it. If you don't have a Facebook page, create one today. If you don't have a Twitter page, create one. All the platforms, make sure you are connected, because your network is correlated to your net worth. So if you are not connected, it becomes a problem generating wealth. And like I told you, network marketing, multi-level network marketing, in any concept, whatever I have said, they are all hinged on that, and that is the future. Amazon is introducing the same thing. What do you call it? Even Vodafone and MTN, they tell you that if you refer somebody, they give you credit. They are introducing some of these things, and you need to look at this thing with a different eye and take calculated risks. Especially in this era. I buy devices and I try them. Currently, I'm doing a project with some of the guys. We are using just some device. We call them some small device. I did some fish farming and want to put those devices on the fingerlings and monitor how they grow. Okay, and I'm doing it with a Ghanaian, somebody who who probably you might think might not have the knowledge. So we need to try and take risks in that. And I mean, a number of things will be able to come up. We are blessed this generation. So let's take advantage of that. And thank you so much, Senior, for the opportunity.
Thank you.
And thank you, audience.
Thank you. Thank you. The future is now, and I believe from the comments that we have learned a lot. Many people are learning. Next week, we have another interesting platform. Mrs. Doris Ahiati will come to us with the personal finance essentials for leaders. We've seen great leaders just crumble. We've seen a lot of great leaders just leave work, and then 1 year after, they are just begging for food. I've heard that some of our parliamentarians, after taking their, what do they call it? The something gratuity or whatever, every 4 years, once they lose election in the they take their ex gratia. After 6 months, when they lose the elections, they are, begging for money to take care of their health. You are a leader, you are influencing people. People are looking up to you. How do you handle your personal finances to be able to influence other people? Thank you, Doc, for this. And I want to encourage all of us who are left on the line to go to our website, live2lead@ctlafrica.com, and register now for your Live to Lead. We have already, several people have registered. We have now I think we have over 160 people. Several companies are beginning to register their staff. If you work in a company, talk to your HR and let them get the seniors and everybody who can register. It is only $79. Only $79. Please invest in yourself. All these things we are talking about is about personal investment. Invest in yourself. You're going to have powerful speakers and people who have made it, and they're going to share their experiences. We do this only once a year, and this is going to take you for the rest of the year until next year. I want to thank Doc again, and I want to thank Isaac and Kofi and Sarah, Awau and Priscilla. This is the team behind the leadership platform. Thank you all for coming. God bless all of us. Let us, as leaders, learn the essentials of technology and how things are going. As it is said, the future is now, the future is tech, and let us influence the world in a more powerful way. God be with us and bless all of us, and have a very good evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much.